We're very fortunate in this community to have Ivy Tech Community College. When you think about the employment for the community, you think about what it brings to this community with economic development. It brings a lot of stimulation for the community.
The role that Ivy Tech has in the community in helping train a workforce that can help keep moving Indiana forward is just an invaluable tool both to Lafayette and the state.
Ivy Tech is definitely a pillar in our community. Our community is extremely lucky to have them as active as they are with our workforce and our economic development. They're always looking ahead, and their growth has just been unbelievable over the last even 10 years to see the opportunities that they are offering the students in our community.
The United States entered a deep recession in 1960. Unemployment was on the rise, and high school dropout rates were at a record extreme. Many feared that technological advancements and automation would wipe out jobs and displace workers. In Indiana, forward-thinking officials and labor unions saw a need to educate both adults and high school students who failed to graduate.
We started as a creature of the labor unions because they wanted trained employees. And so that kind of grew, and the creation of Ivy Tech as what was an Indiana Vocational and Technical College by its original name.
In 1963, House Bill 1420 was passed, establishing the Indiana Vocational Technical College, a college that would serve the Indiana community by providing trained individuals directly to businesses in search of a skilled workforce. Its first president, Representative Eldon Lundquist, fought to keep the college out of the clutches of the state superintendent of public instruction. The goal was to have the vocational school operate independently through a board of trustees made up of community members.
And so they are farmers and industrial people, and they know what the community needs and wants. And so by our structure, we created that kind of a system, and we just simply grew based upon demand.
By 1968, Ivy Tech had plans for 13 regional schools and was about to open Region 4, the Chippewa Technical Institute in Lafayette, with Director Alton Potts at the helm. This new charter served an 8-county region to meet the needs of the area. 17 students were in the first class, all studying for health careers.
My experience at Ivy Tech as an 18-year-old coming from LaPorte, Indiana, was just great. And it all began on Wabash Avenue. And when you think about Wabash Avenue as it is today, you go back years ago where there was a 2-story brick building where my respiratory therapy classes were held. And what a meager beginnings compared to this beautiful facility that we're in right now. I mean, we're sitting in the respiratory care lab, and this lab is twice the size as the room that I started in.
We were in everybody's hand-me-down in town, and it became readily apparent that the college, if it was going to do its mission, had to get better geographically oriented.
In 1977, Tippecanoe County leased the former Ross Sanitarium building to Ivy Tech for $1 a year. Next door, Ivy Tech erected the technology building known today as Griffin Hall. By 1991, Ivy Tech had established important roots in this area, and a land swap occurred which resulted in ownership of a major portion of the campus we see today. The college was able to move programs from scattered buildings to establish a consolidated academic campus on the south side of Lafayette.
With the support of the community, and it was a groundswell support because Ivy Tech has trained so many people in this community. When you think about the healthcare in this community, you think about our manufacturing, you think about the workforce in Tippecanoe County. And because we helped prepare that workforce, we had a groundswell for the community to build this beautiful campus that we have.
Today, 5 beautiful buildings grace the 140-acre Lafayette campus, which includes the Bain Agriculture Technology Center and Agriculture Laboratory Farm, which house Ivy Tech's robust agriculture program. This stunning campus gives students a cohesive learning experience that prepares them for college without the daunting feel of a large university environment.
Ivy Tech helped me in my career by just providing the foundational skills that I use every day to this day, 11 years out of graduation, how to physically draft things, how to think creatively about a very technical problem, and then having never seen a computer drafting program before to somebody that would be proficient in the drafting. All of those skills were manifested here at Ivy Tech.
Not everybody is a four-year degree person, and at that time in my life, I really didn't have a lot of financial means, so I went to Ivy Tech. I felt like I settled for second best, but I did not. At that time, I didn't appreciate what Ivy Tech really offered until I look back now and I see what was instilled in me and what I was taught.
Being out of school, high school for almost 12, 14 years before, it's kind of scary going back. But they made me feel comfortable and they helped me move forward and give me the confidence. But without that confidence, I would have never went on to further my education.
You see how some of these people have come from Ivy Tech, gotten good jobs, they grow, and part of their growing is also a direct response to what Ivy Tech taught them how to do, to be an individual, to be a person who learns, to be a person who adopted a talent and then put it to work.
Ivy Tech holds a great future for Tippecanoe County and for the state of Indiana. With our economic development here in this community, we need to continue to train the students. The employers are saying, you know what? If you could graduate 50 people, I'd take every one of them. So right now, Ivy Tech has a huge, huge spot to fill in this community with our workforce.
What we're trying to anticipate and what Ivy Tech's trying to anticipate are what are the jobs will be of the future. So we know what the jobs are today, but the issue is when we talk about digital agriculture, what does that mean for a student that's going to graduate in 5 years? What does that mean for a student that's going to graduate in 10 years? And I think it'll evolve fairly quickly. There's a lot of changes happening right now, and I think that that's why really we need to kind of envision what the future will bring in these areas that we're involved with and try to anticipate that as best we can.
In 1963, when Ivy Tech was merely an idea, the president of the Indiana Farm Bureau, George Duke, said the newly conceived idea was the most forward-looking development in improving our educational system of this half-century. Today, Ivy Tech Community College of Lafayette celebrates a half-century of success in education and community commitment. As the world changes, Ivy Tech honors its foundation and looks to a future of continual growth and progress.
Ivy Tech is part of the ecosystem. It's part of the vitality of the community. It's part of the educational fabric of the community. I just don't think you can actually estimate really what the impact of Ivy Tech would be. It's almost immeasurable. I don't know without it what our region and what our area would be, what our state would be.
When we call it a community college now, but I always like to say that we are community in a much bigger and broader sense of the word. The members of our board here, they know the town. They know the places around. And it's just a magnificent, fascinating institution. And I've done a lot of different things, but this is one of the most interesting and rewarding ones that I've ever done.